Hello, Deb Air here, the creatrix of Gap Magic for network practitioners. I wanted to talk about how Gap Magic can impact your business, impact your practice, whatever that may look like for you. Because depending on who you are, you're going to do it in your way. One of the things that I think is really important, and one of the things that I experienced is I did a shit ton alone. I just tried to figure stuff out. And I think we always are doing that to some degree, right? Like, how do we run a successful business? How do we give phenomenal care? How do we fill in the blank? And so a lot of what I've learned over many years of sometimes feeling really frustrated, sometimes using forms, let's say, that didn't really, I'd ask all these questions in the forms, and then when I'd sit down with somebody, I'd ask them completely different questions. Or for me, there were many years where it was like, because I was more of a subluxation traditional chiropractor before I learned about network care. And so I had a very set way of how to bring somebody through care. And then I was like, my God, this is a completely different experience. And there's so many more profound ways in which people are experiencing life in their body. And how do I support them with that in this way where the objective is really starting to change quite dramatically? And I would sort of take very more traditional subluxation based models, and then I would try to put them on its head and twist it a little bit and add a little sugar to it and see if I could make it fit, reorganizational healing. And so there was often this sort of how do I make it fit? And, over time, I just started giving myself permission to go, well, if those are not the questions that you want, then just make your own dang questions, or what is it that you really want? And what is it that you see day after day, year after year in care that is absolutely undeniable that people actually obtain when they're under my care? So what is that? How do I gotta ask the right questions, right? And so so part of Gap Magic is really the way that I have learned, and this is going to be for all of you. This is just not my way of knowing by any means. In fact, that's why Gap Magic is set up the way it is, to really explore and find out more about why are you even in this work, and how do you relate to it, and what do you see, and how can we track that? How can you take people through an arc of care and know exactly what to expect, and know that you've got them in a way that gives you these reproducible outcomes? And how do you speak to them in that? And so, for years I would, like I said, I'd go over, for me, I use EMG and thermal scans, I use posture analysis, balance scales. I know we all do different things. And I would kind of do this very different kind of chiropractic model explanation, and then I'd flip on over. But now it's it's all one coherent thread. When I speak at an AMG, or I speak to a thermal scan, it's about the whole coherence of that person. And it's all within the realm of reorganizational healing. As far as I'm concerned, it's all anything we do, anything anyone else does, it's really the source of the conversation that guides people through, where we can take clinical findings and bring them to life for people in a way that they can understand, that they realize that there's so much more than numbers or colors, but this is a way of, and this is just one example, this is a visual for them to really understand that the dimensionality of their body and their life shows up clinically, and that we have a pretty impeccable, powerful tool to be able to deliver the shifts and the changes and the growth that they desire. So, part of the arc of Gap Magic allows you to find the arc of how, those ways in which you can, I don't want to just say improve, I'll say improve, but really enhance how you bring people through care and how you can have conversations from the very beginning that touch them, that pierce them, that let them know that the presence within you is a representation of the presence that moves through this work into them, through them, between you, and out into their life.